Shocking revelation as Nnamdi Kanu named the traitors in Ipob camp, called them slaves. See, for the fact that Nnamdi Kanu is in detention doesn't mean that he's not seeing all that is happening or transpiring in the Ipob camp. Don't forget that Nnamdi Kanu at one time called Ipob to order, making them to know the presence of the detractors in their midst and warning them to be careful that these persons they are in their midst, trying to dissolve the very group and cause confusion. And not as Nnamdi Kanu said it, not too long, when they tried to use money to cause their separation. You know, they did all sort of things. They used a lot of tricks to dissolve that very group. But to God be the glory that some reasonable ones in their midst was able to overcome. You see that? So that is why IPOB really need to be very careful, most especially at this critical time of Nnamdi Kanu's trial. You understand? So in this very content, Nnamdi Kanu is now saying that these detractors or traitors, that they are in your midst and they are out to dissolve the very group. But then these are the people, and this is how you know them when you see them in your midst. You see that, so that they can be able to be fished out. Now look at what Nnamdi Kanu said. The leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob, Nnamdi Kanu, has said any Igbo person who insults lawyers representing the group is a slave and traitor, stating that he will not tolerate any form of distraction, division, or infighting in his peaceful movement. They are in your midst. They are there to cause confusion, to separate you, and to dissolve you. The IPOB leader, Council Ifeanyi Ejiofor, made this known in a statement on Tuesday in Owerri, following the recent visit of the legal team of Kanu at the detention facility of the Department of State Services (DSS) in Abuja. Kanu asserted that he would no longer tolerate a smear campaign against IPOB and the legal team. The statement said, consistent with the subsisting order of the court, we paid our routine visit on Onyendo Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We availed ourselves of the opportunity afforded by the visit to brief Onyendo on several issues. First, we acquainted him with the level of preparedness for the preliminary skirmishes that will take place in court in the criminal charge preferred against him. As you all know, proceedings in the criminal charge will resume on the 16th instant. Second, we briefed him on the smear campaign orchestrated against my good self by traitors and desperate enemies of the struggle, aimed at causing disharmony within the fold and needlessly generating ill feelings. Onyendo was thoroughly ashamed by the utter infantile mendacity inherent in the smear campaign and the unimpressive, unintelligent, webbling, and poorly thought out strategy that informed the whole endeavors. He advised that I should quickly ignore any consign, the half-hearted attempt of such a despicable lot to the garbage bin and resist every attempt by them to distract me. He was not at all rattled or perturbed by the news of the smear campaign, but rather re-emphasized the unshaken trust and confidence he has always reposed in me. He observed that any true son or daughter of Igbo land that opts to take the pleasure of making derogatory or disparaging publication against my good self or any of his own lawyer is guilty of cheap blackmail and must be pitied for condescending to an abysmal level. Such a person must be seen not only as a contemptuous slave, but also as an irredeemable traitor to the entire Igbo race. Further, Onyendo warned that he will not tolerate any form of distraction, division, or infighting in his peaceful movement. He commended the dedicated officials at the helm of affairs of the movement for living up to expectations. You can see, my dear listeners, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu already know that some persons are planning to come in between the Ipobs. I said this thing earlier that at this level, detractors will start coming up with different motives and ideas to break into the group. You see, that is why they decide to go as far as digging out probably a long time crisis that has happened between Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer and the federal government, and they decide to bring it up so that Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer will no longer be focused on Nnamdi Kanu's case, but rather be thinking and be worried of his case with the federal government. It is true. Ejiofor, you're right. This is a complete distraction. They want to distract you. They don't want you to be focused. They don't want you to know what you're doing. They have seen the possibility of Nnamdi Kanu winning this trial and the possibility of Nnamdi Kanu getting free by February 28th. So and again, they don't have anything they can levy against Nnamdi Kanu as a charge, as an allegation. So they don't have. That's why you see that they are just beating around the bush. They're just confused. They are confused persons. You understand? So that is why I will tell you this, that you don't need to get yourself bothered. Just keep moving. Nnamdi Kanu has already broken the camel's back. So it's just for him to be declared free. That reminds me of the prophecy of Private Eldele one certain time. That was 3 or 4 months ago, saying that he saw Nnamdi Kanu declared free in court and raising the Biafran flag. I tell you, that is exactly what is about to happen. But the enemies who have already seen this are now trying to cause a distraction so that it will not come to pass. It's a lie. Ipops, it's in your hands now. It's in your hands. The whole thing's in your hand. If you want Nnamdi Kanu to be a free man, everything is in your hands. So let's, put efforts together. Work things together. Okay? Because their plan is to prolong this very trial. Look at what they are requesting for extension. For extension. Thank God the court is already knowing what their plans are. So the court have to turn down their request. That's the request of Malami, asking and pleading for extension of Nnamdi Kanu's trial. So crazy. Who are you to do that? You can imagine a minister of justice for that matter. Are they not the one calling for Nnamdi Kanu's trial? That Nnamdi Kanu should be extradited, that they want to try him. Now Nnamdi Kanu is now in Nigeria. They are now beating around the bush. Liars. This very trial must hold, and Nnamdi Kanu will be declared free. You understand? Yes. So, my dear listeners in the house, you can now see how hot Nnamdi Kanu's trial is now turning to be by the day. So, who knows? Your opinion will go far in helping to solve one or two things in this very trial, because I tell you, people are keeping their ears on the ground, trying to know what people are saying and to add their own opinion, so that the public so that the public will know, and also the government will know that yes, the public know what they are actually planning to do. You understand? Because sometimes I tell you, 80% of the public opinion is put into consideration when they look out or put their ears on radio or on blogging channels, and they see and they hear the voice of the public, and they see that 90% are in support of Nnamdi Kanu. They don't have any choice than to what? Than to dance to the tune of the public. They don't have choice than to dance to the tune of the public. You understand? Yeah. So if you're new, don't forget to leave your comment below the comment section. Click on the subscription buttons as well as the bell buttons to get updated each time we upload any new videos. Thank you.